I exist now. Oh! As I drop my controller. Alright, we're gonna let the ad play. I'm just gonna sit here and listen to this moaning music. Oh, haunting? I'm haunted. A single piano note? Don't mind me, I'm staring down at my notes. So I've discovered more things. Also, hi, hello. I lied. We're doing one more stream of blueprints. Can you tell I'm enthused? I am enthused. I've flipped back on. The switch of me enjoying this game has flipped. I'm back to being like, you know what? This is a real good game. We're back, baby. So I have more notes now. I've learned new things. One of the things I learned, I don't understand. But we'll figure it out. It's a bunch of lore stuff. I'm realizing that this game basically is like Hades, where there's beat it once and here's your ending, and then do all the other weird puzzle shit, and here's your other ending. I don't know if it'll be enough like a second ending per se. I just know that there's more shit than just getting into the 46 room. Because I'm pretty sure I could just get in there now. Ah! Can you tell I was scared? Thank you very much, Behemoth. My ass. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. We can start now. I can flip. Hello. Howdy. Alright. Click in. Continue. So as you could see, I think last time I played, I stopped at day 20. We are now at what, day 32 that said? So some days have passed. I don't even know. A couple things happened. Yeah. A couple things happened since the last stream. Just a few. Just a tad. I don't know where to start. Mom got done card and got no that free shipping. So first off, I have more allowance. How do I have more allowance? Because I found more coins. I now have 13 of these goddamn coins, and then my allowance, or the allowance equals 13. I now have 5 red letters. I wish you could just read them. Like I wish I didn't have to go find them again, and or what I did screenshot everything. As before, we're playing in display capture so that I can pull up my various recordings and or pictures. So first off, I'm trying to what was the most, what is this? Oh, this is the tiny letter. So now I know that apparently for a year we were just in, so room 46 is a bunker. Is why or a safe room is my understanding here, the safe house. I'm leaving a message for Simon here in the safe house, this unhallowed cavern that we have called home for the last year. If something should happen to me, please guide him to this place. Try to show him what these lost days were all for. It's because of this part that I was like, if something should happen to me, please guide him to this place. So I'm like, oh, okay. And the whole purpose of our trip here to this mansion now is that we were called here by our eccentric granddaddy to find a way into the 46 room. So now I'm like, oh, okay, the 46 room is the safe house, and he's guiding me here on behalf of his daughter, telling him to. Got it. Understood. Wonderful. So there's that. Oh, I did a puzzle, so I managed to get power all the way to the laboratory, and I did this bum ass periodic table puzzle. It was very fun. It was very great. Don't mind the anger in my voice as I say that. It was amazing. It was wonderful. And during said thing, you'll see all my notes. But I found, if he'll, oh, is that ever going to? Yeah, come on. You can do it. It's gonna stay fuzzy the whole time, isn't it? You bitch. Uh, good enough. But basically, uh, it technically says something, but it doesn't. And it took me doing the whole like when you sound something out and you're doing it really slowly and you sound like a dumbass. So I was like, like that. So it technically says push 3 up after 9. And now that I'm reading it, I should have realized that it's all the correct letters to spell that, except pushed together because you're doing the periodic table elements and their symbols. Anywho, so I pushed 3 up after 9, and now I have access to the Blackbridge Grotto as one of our permanent additions. I don't know what to do in there. I don't understand what I'm looking at when I go in there, and it upsets me. And we're about to go in there now. What else have I solved while in there? This is a lie, so that's fine. I already know. Oh, yeah. I officially solved this, but I don't think I solved it on screen. So I have the full clue now for this, which is if we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. So I now know that all of the red letters are in the safe, and I basically have to find. There's going to be. It's so far. It's always been a month, and then a day has been how they've been doing all the dates, and that being the combination to each lock on the safe. And for the actual day, you basically have to look around the room and look for things that represent gates. So in one room, it was busts of a dude named Count Isaac Gates. So you would look for all the small busts of Gates. It was 3. So, and then I think it was, oh, that was a room where I found the clue about March of the Count. And I thought I had to find a book called March of the Count, which led me on my whole bookshop thing. Turns out, no, that was just telling me March. So 303, and then there were 3 small busts of Isaac Gates in the room, so 03. And that was the combo. So stuff like that. Anywho, we did that. I'm just doing like a real long ass catch up. And yeah, that's basically like the biggest things. I do have videos. I play the video. Let's play the videos. Because so many videos were recorded. I don't know how many actually applied to anything. Oh, I guess I could show myself wandering around the underground. So the audio... Oh, good. I did set the audio up to come out of PC game audio. Great. Yeah, this is just me. So I found the red door. Or I should say I found the way up, as you can see. And I found out that there was a second level of the underground area of the cogwheel. I already figured there was because there's a way to lift that platform up and there's another platform underneath. I don't think I figure out how to get up there in this run. Yeah, so this is just me turning it a whole bunch. And I don't... Oh, I do send it up. Yeah, and then I was like, oh, but I need to figure out how to be on one side of it and then connect to the other. I basically spend the rest, and then I just don't figure it out there. Oh, I guess after I did that, I didn't film me figuring it out, but here's me having figured it out. And it's like, okay, there's something there, but then over here, and I had to rewatch this anyway. Hey, Ozzy, I'm playing videos of me figuring stuff out in this bloody game. Got my token. There's a lovely letter with a date on it that I might need, might not. Don't know. Oh, yes. Right. I wanted to look at that. So entry level is at 6. Okay, I might have to mess with the pump room again. I dropped it lower than that, but I couldn't get a full drain, but somewhere between 0 and 6 now. And I think I had it full, so I couldn't dock. So if I took away one, I would have been able to take the boat back and forth. That's funny. Okay. Noted. So that's the lesson learned there, and then I opened the thing and got a token. What happened to Sam? This is me coming back. Oh, having redone the puzzle so that I could get over here. Seeing that there was a lock. Being like, the fuck do I do with this? I didn't realize it at first, and I don't think it's gonna be noted. Yeah, I'm not gonna figure this out in this video. Because I was trying to find out a name, but then after a while I was like, oh, there's an 8 at the end of that. I was like, huh. Oh, right, the date stuff. So I forgot to record me opening it, but I was like, literally the date to get in here is the only date on the combination. Like, it's the only possible thing that you can make out of it with the 8 at the end for it to be the month and the day combination. So I was like, oh, okay, it has to be this. And then when I clicked, it was like, yeah, that's it. All right. I refuse to know more about Fire Emblem, even though he showed me more about Fire Emblem, and I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't leave it. Keep it away from me. God damn it! Now it's on Nintendo Classics, and I can't ignore it. Yes, I can. Amazing thing that I need to find more of. I need to get that on my plan more often. The treasure trove, and then found out that there's an entire castle hidden underneath the mansion. That's cool. That's neat. Read this letter, find out that grandpa was being fucking blackmailed. Or like great grandpa? I don't remember which. It's a whole family thing. But the funny thing is that this isn't even it's crazy how this thing keeps going. How much nonsense is happening with this family. So this letter, the way it's packaged, isn't even the original blackmailing package. Somebody found this letter and is now blackmailing him with the blackmail of the previous person to have blackmailed them. And I'm like, what the fuck did you do, Sinclair? What did y'all do? Why do people want you dead and buried like this? And then here's a fun little video. I finally got the rumpus room. And this is actually my second time in because I didn't realize what was going to happen my first time in. But you get some coins. You walk around. And then you get your fortune.
And as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is
Thank you, Snow.
becoming clear. I see the darkened cloud of ruin, familiar to us both, now decrepit, run down, and in disrepair. I see 8 red envelopes, resting upon 8 pedestals.
So it was funny that I got this after I had found a couple more envelopes.
Letters penned by 8 different
Because this is what made me go, oh, it's 8 different people.
8 letters, of which you will only ever find and read 7.
That upsets me.
Just like the art hanging on the walls.
I will find that 8th letter.
There is a letter missing.
I will have that 8th letter.
What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm upset that I found that I got that whole vision after I had figured out the fucking thing. Because that's what all the pictures are about. Is about the if we count small gates, yada yada yada. I'm like, God damn it, God. I feel like every time I've run into a hint into this in this game, it's been after I solved the thing that the hints apply to. It's actually no, it's two ends of a spectrum. It's never something for a thing that I'm like currently involved in and trying to figure out. It's either I will not see this puzzle or understand that it's a puzzle for 15 more in-game days, which might span to 3 months considering I stopped playing this game for a while. Or I figured that out on day 7. And then I enter the classrooms and it starts teaching me about the how you do the billiards room puzzle with the math, and I'm like, shut up, yeah, I know, shut up. Good thing I found the class. Oh yeah, and it all comes down to the RNG of the rooms and when you find them and when they enter your plan layout. And the first time you enter, it was like, oh god damn it. Yeah, I figured out how the math worked. Thank you. Although, to be fair to that one, I believe there are multiple ways to solve that. Like, the classroom is just like the most in your face version of the hint. Versus there's somewhere else I think where I saw it, and that's what told me how to do the billiards room. Anyway, observatory is cool. But yes, so we're gonna the billiards room. We're gonna go outside, and I have to go to my now I have to go both ways, which is a problem for my steps. Although I have a lot of steps, so I guess that's fine. I literally don't know what to do with this room. I'm gonna enter here and then have no idea what I'm doing. I got so excited when I saw this computer. I was like, oh, wait, I can finally get in. And I was like, oh shit, I have an admin key. Type it. It's fucking. Ah! So, as far as I know, this room is currently useless to me. I'm going to continue on with my life. There's this computer chip that I don't know what to do with, except I assume I need 2 more. There are shapes for how the pins work. And I was like, oh, is that a room layout I have to make to find these? Problem is, the foundation like stands in the way of both formations. So I'm like, I don't even think I could do that. There's this clue here. I don't know what that is. Except assuming that's 1s and 0s. I don't know what that is. And then there's this depowered section. I'm like, something there. But yeah, this is my new fixation, aka thing that I have no idea how to deal with it, but I'm gonna think about it every time I enter. The ambiance, yeah, it's pretty good. I like the sound that plays. Yeah, it's nice. What I have been attempting to do as of late is I have 2 goals that I'm aiming for. Right now, straight up, I'm trying to beat the game. I was trying to do every now and then I try to get a thing happening that I'm like, oh, maybe I can get it this time because I have this much stuff. And then inevitably the floor plan fucks me over. And then I just what was it? I think literally the last day I found a room or I did something that gave me like 13 keys. I had like 7 gems. And I had the majority of the estate filled out. But I just never found a room that would have a lever. And then eventually I ran into a key card room or a place that only had key cards as the 2 doors. And I never found a key card or got the security room to pop up. or the utility closet. So I just sat here and went, "Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you." What isn't spoilers? I've laid out everything that I know and have done. So everything besides that. Is that a lot? Yeah, probably. Everything besides that. Oh, look, a fucking battery. If I could get the power hammer, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy if I could get the power hammer, please. I might have a shot. Hold on. I just need to find the hammer and a shovel and then get into a workshop. Actually, I don't even think I need a shovel. I think I need a broken lever. I don't know how to build that. Not the broken lever, but how to build the power hammer. But I know I need a power hammer. I know that exists as a thing. Oh, this game curses me. Yeah, just immediately take all my gems. That's fine. That's fine. Starting the day strong. Yo, why is the dark room here so much? Go away. I gotta get into a room and get the I gotta get the thing that lets me decrease the and a magnifying glass? Wow. What a day. Alright, time to use brain. 2 false statements. Box with a false statement is empty. This box is empty. Okay. Well, if this is false, the only option is that there's one false statement. And a box with a false, which would make both of these true. So then this would be empty. And if we're taking this as true, it's empty. Which would mean that it's in here. Anyway. God damn it. You know what I want. I want the lady's ship's bedroom. For the queen. Curses. Alright. Oh. Oh right, I didn't realize I was we could just do a clean. I mean the chapel's fine though. I like the chapel. I don't need anything with the chapel anymore, but it's fine. Also, I just realized I can't tell if I'm super because I'm like down here, right? Yeah. I'm all just not up in the camera. I don't know how to fix this other than zooming out. It would help if I could see myself. Alright. You just look like Jax to me. Thank you. I do my best. Alright, chapel. You got any Dippin' Dots in here? No? Nothing to drink? Alright, we're gonna try to stick to lower rooms for now. Because I don't feel like getting locked out yet. Let's do that. So I can get another key. I would love a commissary right now. That'd be nice. Okay, so that door's just gonna be blocked. That's fine, though. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I also found the Chamber of Mirrors, so now I have duplicates of certain rooms, or like more of certain rooms. And it's weird. It's really weird to have those now. I need more books. This room is basically just a free room for me to pass through until I get more books. Yeah, let's not push too far. Erotica in the book section. Yeah, see? I felt the key unlocking coming. Thankfully, I have a lot of steps and a decent amount of money to spare. So I don't mind. Wow. Wasn't that quick. All way it is. Yeah, I don't know. In the last couple runs I did, like, the game just got angry at me and started giving me red rooms nonstop, and I haven't seen a green room in days. In years, even. Okay, the boiler room. I could do power stuff again. But where do I need to go that needs power like this? Off the top of my head, I don't have, like, a particular goal that I'm thinking of that I'm like, oh, I need the boiler room power for this. Well, I'm gonna pop it. Yeah, let's pop it. Oh, right. Well, I have it as common. I'm keeping it as common. I'm keeping that as common. Dig spots I'll never use. Wonderful. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, activate the power. Yeah, wouldn't it be decent to have a boiler room? Because that door just goes to the hallway, which I don't think has... Does the hallway even have a thing to connect the power? No, right? No. Okay. So yeah. So I would want to go one of the two ways. That would... I don't want to take the dark room, but it gets power. Well, only gets... Well, yeah, but screw it. We're gonna do connections through potential power outlets. Let me... Just so I know which rooms have conduits. There we go. None. Great. Wonderful. And fuck. I have to take one of these. Well, bedroom it is. Because it's the only one that actually exits somewhere. Boiler room loud as hell. Yay. But also yay. I should take it now. I should take it now. I still have a chance to get... Yeah, I can still get a hammer. I'm gonna take it now. Alright. No, not... Pressing all the buttons. There we go. Okay. So, I have my broken lever and I have my battery pack. I think it's those two and a hammer, and that's all, and that's what I need. I think that's how it works. Okay, now to hope and pray that I go through this dark room and get a... Either I do that or I try through the foundation to see if I can get a utility closet to turn off the dark room. Oh, right. I don't remember. Well, let me... Since only this way is going to have power. Turn that back on. I'm basically... I don't want to get locked out of going down. I want this square. I want to fill out both of these, and I also don't want to be locked out of going up. But I at least have another option, if need be, from the library. And I have a better shot of not fucking that up. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. It's one with power. That means nothing to me. It's gonna be the furnace. It's gonna be the fucking furnace. Ah! I knew it! I knew it! Oh. One key. Oh, so that's what the furnace does, huh? I don't think I've ever brought power to the furnace, so I had no clue. Well, there goes that room. Oh well. I figured it wasn't gonna end well. Okay. That's funny as hell. Because of course. Because of course. The game loves to destroy my life. Whenever I have to try and gamble. It loves it. Why did I? Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna go. We're still aiming for the commissary. I wish I had a lockpick. Yes! Oh, but also... Oh, but it's aimed the wrong way. But I want this, though. But I want... Okay, we can get this again. We can get this again. We can get this again. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We can get that again. Don't worry. Don't worry. Shout outs to the birds. I don't want no pigeon. Pigeon is a girl who can't get no love from me. Open box. Huh. 74. Oh, this is our mama talking to her mama. Dear mother, if you're reading this, that means Junie made it home safely. I imagine he's going to be quite tired after such a long flight, so make sure he gets some treats and rest. School is going well, though I do miss you terribly. Unfortunately, even though the dean gave me permission to keep my birds here on campus, I'm afraid it's getting a bit too cold for them as the semester marches on, so I've made the decision to send them all home before the winter months arrive. All that to say, expect some more letters soon. Oh wait, that's not 7, that's just a bad 9. Right, she writes her 7s with the cross. Dearest mother, this should be the 5th letter you've received from me this month, though I know statistically it is very unlikely that every single member of my flock has found their way home. And please, don't tell me if they didn't arrive. It's going to be hard enough now that I am truly on my own. In other news, my classes have been engaging and I am slowly making friends, so please ignore the dramatic despair of my previous letter. Things are indeed looking brighter. I still maintain that 3 years is too long a time to be away from home. Mama, and then a motherfucker named Herbert. I mean Herbert? Yeah. And that Herbie piece of shit. Thank you so much for your gift of the wedding doves, whom I, of course, recognized immediately. And yes, I got the hint. So here's your letter. I know it's long overdue. The Mayhew... This Mayhew life suits me, I think? I'm not reading that word right. M-A-H-E-W? What is that? What old person terminology is that? I'm using my work phone to search it because my actual phone is charging. No, not Mayhe. Even this don't want to look it up. Is that Hebrew? Are they Jewish? Mayhew is a name that was brought to England by the ancestors. No, this is... Okay, other people, yeah. It's Thank you, Reddit. Other people are asking. Oh, the whiteboard in one of the classrooms should help me understand? Okay. Alright. So I won't look any further. Somebody was nice enough to put in spoiler stuff to be like, if you really just want to know. But I didn't read that part. So, okay. The Mayhew life suits me, I think. Not that I didn't love Mount Holly, of course. But after years of being confined in a tiny dormitory, the small place Daniel and I have picked out in Reddington feels more like a stately manor. Once you've finished unpacking and setting everything up, I'll insist on you making exception to your reclusive lifestyle to come, share a meal, and admire our somewhat less impressive but much more personal view of the town. Thanks again for the card, Mary. We're returning east and should arrive on Tuesday. If coast is not clear, lower the SD to warn us. I assume that's SD. Actually, yes, because she writes it like the S in coast. Okay. And in us. And oh yeah, okay, yeah. Lower the SD. And yes, I already learned from that small letter in the tiny safe that I showed that when they left after being in the safe house for a year, they went west. So that was how. Or actually, no, that said they went north. But in the secret garden, to open up the west side door to the antechamber, you have to point the wind vane to the west. Okay. But interesting. Noted. Yes, that's it. But yay. So any room I get out of here, I can rotate. Why is it all hot? Why are they all hot? It was because of the furnace? Right, I forgot the furnace hates me. Antechamber is a different... Alright. I should be... Wait, but I thought I could... So how does the rotate work there? It didn't show me a rotate. Like, I didn't see a button to let me rotate. I feel like I'm gonna find out. I'm super blind. I took steps there because I'm scared I'm gonna run out, but now I realize I should have kept saving for the commissary. I'm gonna get nothing this run. Yeah, more heat. More delicious heat. And you know what? Perfect timing. Fuck it. Take half my steps. I don't care. Piece of shit. I'm never gonna find a commissary. They hate me. This game hates me. It refuses to let me have progress of any kind. Just gonna do that. I'm sorry, dogs. I know you're freaking hot in that room now. I'm so sorry. Okay, and that's how I can get that, but I don't have the office, so there's no real point. Hammer might just be in here. Nope, but a shovel is. Fun. I don't think I'm gonna find the workshop. If I could just find the hammer and get a workshop, I think this could be saved. I think we could scrounge something together with this. If you know what, fuck it. Yeah, just give me that. Give me a delivery for tomorrow since this run has been cursed. What is that number? For the Royal Mail. I didn't pay attention to that number before. I don't think there's anything else here. I've read the stuff in here already. I was just looking for any type of money. Or a package I could open now. Okay, up the west side. West side? So you know how different Latin American ethnicities are like hyper racist against each other? You ever see or get that in either Black or Caribbean communities? Oh yeah. But well, I was about to say, I guess you call it racist still? Because there's the internalized version of it where there's a bunch of different ways of calling people in Jamaica that basically just refers to their skin color or like their heritage, and thus people may have, and the usual stereotypes follow, the good ones and the bad ones. So yeah, in that same way. Jamaicans have stuff to say about Haitians. Haitians have something to say about Jamaicans. I don't think Trinis and Jamaicans really ever say anything about each other because most people are listening to both soca and reggae at our biggest concert. So it's like, you're gonna be mad at us and we're across when we're literally on the stage with you, also doing the band. Are you gonna be mad at us and we also in the band? Also, to note, it's slightly different. Well, no, it's not. It's the same, but like I would say to like a greater degree. Because reminder that while being, I'm trying to think of the way to explain it, because Jamaica, all these Caribbean countries, they're nations. So like to state that you're Jamaican, it's like I do happen to be what is, I believe is termed Afro-Caribbean. I am Black and I am Jamaican. But there are non-Black Jamaicans. And for that reason alone, the same stuff that you've heard about 50 million times anywhere else where race comes into play happens there on the same exact line. Except the motherfucker who's doing it also has a Jamaican accent. That's why every now and then people like have a moment, anyone who has never been to the Caribbean has a moment when they see somebody who like is white, and not like white presenting, I mean like that's a white person, and they start speaking and they got a Jamaican accent or some type of Caribbean accent, West Indian accent, and then people like, the fuck? Are they just playing? It was like, nah, that he's from Jamaica. That motherfucker's more Jamaican than me. He was born there. He's from Kingston. He's just white. Because you can be born there. If you had a comment about somebody talking with a Jamaican accent in the 1600s, you'd have more of a point. Because like, the fuck you doing from here? What you mean you got a Jamaican accent? Get out of here. Hey Jay. It's just prejudicing this case, but oh yeah. Have my understanding of translation for it is gonna be tonight's automod. Spell clot. Oh, how to spell clot, like at the end of Bumbleclot or Rosclot. Yeah, me cursing in the middle of. I usually see it spelled ATT, but I have seen AAT. You could do either. It doesn't really matter. This is the first time I'm hearing of non-melanin Jamaican folk, other than Tobacco Island by Blog and Molly, Bumbleclotto, aka. You know what? Automod gets to keep that one. Automod gets to keep that one. You can say the one that Automod doesn't understand. Hey, side note, that's the most fun thing about being West Indian of any type, because several other islands have their own curse words every now and then. That's the funniest thing. And it's been funny my whole life. To see people being like, oh, I'm not allowed to, oh, I don't curse, yada, oh, I don't say these things. And then hear them do like reggae lyrics, or like being on a social media platform that constantly blocks curse words, but then you drop a Jamaican curse word and it's just like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, what about it? It's always funny. I have no gems. I'm fucked. The melanin deprived Jamaicans, if you will. I imagine if they tan, right? Otherwise, Caribbean life must be hellish. Oh no, well, yeah. They probably, because as you say, like literally, if a white Jamaican born and raised in Jamaica to some parents that, and it, but particularly it's parents that have grandparents that have lived on Jamaica, right? It depends on how long they've been there. Because if they're first generation Jamaican, like say their parents came straight from the UK, because you know Jamaica, are we still a Commonwealth? Shit, I don't know my own Jamaican history. I think Jamaica is still officially Commonwealth, or that just stopped being a thing within the 2010s, 2020s. Somebody look that up. Look up if Jamaica's still a Commonwealth. Anyway, um, so hop over from the UK, decide to settle down, take some land from some black Jamaicans. Uh, do as their ancestors did and just hop over and be like, we like this little plot of land, and just take that shit. And then they have a kid, and the kid was born Jamaican. They probably still, they gonna have to use sunblock. But even then, but probably only for like the first couple years of their life. You spend enough time in an environment, even if your parents didn't. Like the parents are probably sunburned to shit, but the kid born there is fine. Because naturally, as you grow from like you were born there in that atmosphere, in that temperature, in that hemisphere, part of the hemisphere, your body will just naturally be attuned to it. It's just like the way that Sicilians in Italy aren't just a bunch of burnt white people. Many of them are darker than me. Yeah. Like the Mediterranean in general. Although where that lands for you in whiteness, because whiteness is a construct, yada yada yada. Let me break out the text for you. But where that lands on Caucasus for you, right? A quick time event in your head in real time. I don't know. If it was, I guess I did it successfully because I have no clue. This whole run, this run is fucked. By the way, I know this run is fucked. All I wanted was a fucking hammer. I just want a hammer. Oh look, a compass, amazing. I just wanted a hammer and a workshop, and they refused to give me anything. They refused to give me happiness. Ah! This gives gems. Or money today. I have not been in this room and not gotten 2 gems before. Oh, this video game hates me. Oh, also, side note, I'm gonna game capture this now because I think the game hates display capture. I forgot that I basically did that just to make sure that y'all could see my videos and stuff, but we don't need that anymore because I have played all I had. I should just kill this run. I shouldn't even continue this. This is upsetting me. I'm look. Ooh, I could keep some money. And now, but the funny thing is, I need to either pick the archive and be fucked, or just take the freezer and call it a day. Oh wait, now that the furnace is here, will this be all unfrozen? No, it's for okay. Yeah, I don't remember how I changed the temperature in here the first time. There's a way to. I did it, and I read the stuff in here. I read that letter. And actually, that letter is the letter that I learned about the small gates. But I don't remember how to mess with the temperature in here. Yeah, why does OBS seem to not want to capture this game correctly? I could see it chunking. It's at 1920 of all things. Uh-oh. Huh. I'll keep it at 1080. For your personal reference, my legs are the same skin tone as you, while the rest of me is olive skin. However, tax season death march is likely to bleach me up. That's what yeah, and right now I am the lightest I'm going to be in the year because the cold winter sun does nothing to me. And so I'm this is pale for me. Especially I flip it the other side, I could blind you. I so pale. We're live. Today's news. Someone will get that reference. Okay, well, we've frozen the money to nothing and $11. I mean, I could go from the weight room. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, let's just use up the steps. I feel bad. I don't like just being like, up is dead, and then just stopping. Oh, right, I have a bunch of dig spots. I don't think that matters now that I froze my accounts. But still. Oh, right, I couldn't open that door. All right, then. Where is... I'm saving the battery. Well, do I want to save... What's the point? What's the point? What's the point in saving anything? What's the point? Code check's down there. Delicious. Amazing. Oh, you know what? I just realized they're probably giving me nothing because my count is frozen. The game is actually smart enough to be like, you can't get anything. Why would we... Ah, it can't take your money. That's good to know. Kinda useless, but that's good to know. Okay. I'm gonna figure out what I'm code checking. Because we will code check something. Just what is the best to keep? Like, I really do think the broken lever is gonna be important. And it's just a struggle of like, what am I more likely to run into, that or the battery pack? I don't see the battery pack that often. Whereas I have found the broken lever in... It usually is in the gym, not the gymnasium. It's either in the weight room when I hate my life and decide to give up all my steps, or in the workshop itself. I feel like I'm more likely to run into it there. But then, just in case I'm wrong and don't need the broken lever, I definitely know I need the battery pack for this fucking hammer. So I'm gonna... Okay, we're gonna do that. Got that checked. Is there anything to do outside? Down in the basement? No. Nah, let's call it. Remove everything else from my body. But yeah, about race. No. Oh. Does it always show special rooms? I guess it does. And I just have never paid attention to this. Like, it even does it on like the graphic of the house. I did want to make a salient point at the very end, though. What led to the beginning of this conversation again? Oh yeah, you ever see or get that in like either Black or Caribbean communities. But yeah, if anything, where it actually happens a lot, unfortunately, is in the my brain broke for a second. Not interracial, in the cross community. Like, I forgot the word. In my head, I keep saying interdepartmental. We're different departments, you see, of the same building. It happens a lot between Black Americans, the Caribbean, Black Africans, and like Black like Europeans or Black British. It's split up by nation. It's always split by nation. That's because it's really by like region where the culture is built, and some of that stuff bleeds over to the rest of us. So like Afrobeats got really big outside of West Africa, so we started importing a whole bunch of that. That's why we got Tyler over here and stuff, and people like that music. Me as a proud Jamaican American will always big up reggae, dance hall, freaking, I'll even pop off with ska. I don't listen to no fucking ska, but I'll pop off. Just be like, y'all came from us. Y'all came from us. Even though that's like a 50-50 between that and blues. Where does Idris Elba stand in all this? He's Black British. Is his mama Caribbean? Is his mama from the West Indies? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he would stand as British. Yeah. British, and he loves gold, so he hates African people. May Idris Elba never see me say that, because I don't want him to take me seriously. Shout outs to that one time he did a gold advertisement in the form of like a 50-minute gold documentary. Oh, he's Dutch. Got it. Yeah. But yeah, really that's it. And that shit even happens like within the states itself, right? Like even within the larger group of Black Americans or African Americans, whichever you want to use, it doesn't really matter. East side, west side is a thing. The South, like me having grown up in New York and in the Northeast, I now have friends from the South, and I have friends who grew up with a whole bunch of family from the South. But I don't personally know like Atlanta culture and shit, or anything down south. Atlanta, I now know people who live in Texas. I now know people from Louisiana and stuff. I've never partaken in that culture that is like also mixed and mingled within the overall Black American experience. So there's shit that they do that I look and go like, the fuck are you doing? And vice versa. They'd be like, why y'all be constantly saying shit's brick outside? What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, I'll take it. And I look back at them and it's like, why the fuck do you eat pig intestine? Why y'all eat chitlins? Yeah. And dumb shit like that, right? And I say that as a person who comes from a culture that has cow head soup. So I have no way to talk. Yeah, every part of the animal. I have no way to talk. I can't be. I'm talking out my face. I'm talking out my ass with that. Me talking shit, and I got cow head soup, beef cheek. Fucking beef cheek. Yeah, it's legit. I don't want it though. I've built a lot. You know what? Shelter. I know you mean the cheek of the face, but I can't get over reading. I recently learned some fish have cheek meat. They got that booty meat? Why are you looking at fish booty? Behemoth? I'm look. Why you got the dummy thick whales? Why you find out fish got that ass? Why they cheeked up on a Thursday midnight? On a Thursday night? Not like this. Double cheeked up on a Thursday night. That's ridiculous. But in this whole conversation, really honestly, even though I come from a background of liberal arts and I've done sociology classes, don't come to me to conversations about like fucking the social construct as race. I can't help. I only got but so much that would even make sense. I've only done but so much reading. Go watch an FD signifier video. In fact, I know you already have. Go watch another one just for fun. And go find some other black YouTube content creators that talk about history and also current culture. Enjoy that. It's good. Go watch Cam Jones. He talks a lot about he actually primarily tries to like weed out scams within the black community in America. He's like straight up turned investigative journalist. I believe he mostly at least started like, or he currently still has music and he does music as like his hustle. His not his hustle. That I'm pretty sure he wants to be in music, in the music industry. But his YouTube channel, Cam Jones, is like investigative journalism into scams that like try to root themselves into the black community in America. It's pretty fun. It's a good watch. It's very informative, and he's a good presenter. On that note, shout outs to the last two live action Spideys being British. Hey yo. Speaking of actors, shout out to Giancarlo Esposito being typecast as either a black American or Hispanic when he's like Dutch Italian with about yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. Ozzy's been shot by ads. I'll write it. All right, he'll never know. And then I failed to type it correctly. So he definitely will never know. There you go. Solution to this could also be what fixes to his. Who else gets that? Yeah, it'd be constantly Giancarlo Esposito. Don't got a lick of black in him. Oh, we were having this conversation, and I shouldn't say happens to him or them. This is not an empty box. The gems are in the black box. The empty boxes are both true. If this is true, then this would have to be true, but then that would have to be false. So this is false. Well, no. This is false. Because one box is false, one box is true. Let's go with that. Bada bing. I'm so happy I made this room with 2 of those keys. Where are these room layouts? Why do you hate me, video game? Why do you hate me so goddamn much? Just be a normal, regular ass layout. Speaking of the ad zone, gambling apps. Man. Speaking of racism, we can talk about all the ads and the way they're targeted. You want to talk about that shit? You want to talk about marketing racism? Or even, well, obviously it's socioeconomic racism, but still. Or socioeconomic marketing, but still. Yeah, fucking den. But like, shout outs to me having, as I've mentioned many a time, being an American born of 2 Jamaican parents, both of whom are Afro-Caribbean and might have like Spanish way down the line in their family, but not knowing a lick of Spanish, yet constantly being served ads in Spanish when I watch certain when I watch videos on like Amazon. At no point, and I don't like watch a lot of Spanish. I would understand if they were doing that. Well, actually, they might be doing it to me in a weird way, because I have watched Spanish made film or TV. I've watched Spanish dubbed shows, just shows on Netflix. But Netflix, as of right now, does not give me ads, but Amazon does. And Amazon likes to feed me Spanish ads every now and then. And I'm like, well, at what point would you have ever, and like within my house, I don't mean like going somewhere, coming back, like going on vacation, coming back, and they're like, you're Spanish now. I was like, no, nothing happened. I didn't just pick up Spanish all of a sudden. But I'm wondering if it's a case of Netflix selling my information, my watching habits over to Amazon at some point in time, and that being read as, oh, this motherfucker knows Spanish. He watches Spanish television. And so it's like, I've never taken the time to be like, if I watch something on Netflix in Spanish right now, will I go with English subtitles, but regardless, but will I go over to Amazon now, watch something on Prime, and all of a sudden be fed Spanish ads again? You watch Espanol, got it. They don't stream that I know of. I don't think they do. Espanol, do you stream? I know Second does, obviously. So you totally want to buy some, right? Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if it's ISP or GP. That's why I'm like, I would understand if it was a case of I went on it, like I go on a vacation and then I come back home and they like basically track my like, I shouldn't say track my phone, but say I watched, or like that I pulled something up on Prime, or I even just opened Amazon in general while in that other country, came back and they were like, oh, hey, you were over in here. Maybe you would be interested in these types of ads in a different language. That, sure, I'd understand that connection. Like after I went to Colombia with my friends, I don't know how long ago that was now, 3 years ago? Yeah, if and learned about the show that I think is just called The Box. It's basically, what if we did Survivor, but everyone was super hot and fit, and they didn't have to live like just out on an island with nothing else but their wits and beat challenges to get stuff. They lived in a mansion, but for the mansion to have power so they could do shit, they would have to win challenges. I think it's in English, it's just called The Box, I think, which is really funny. I now follow several of the hot people from that on Instagram. Hey, a second. Welcome. We're talking about the way that ads are predatory and how sometimes they think I'm Spanish. I assume, yeah, most of it's data tracking. That's the part, yeah, that got sold basically. That's why I'm like, I think at some, what I'm assuming has happened whenever I get fed those is a correlation between like at some point Netflix sold my watch history or my watching data over to Amazon. And thus, whenever because I watched, oh, and I can't even remember the name of the show anymore, but it's basically, is it the 300? I watched a show where it's like, is basically futures, basically Hunger Games, except they're taking part in this game that like happens inside a large building, and it's a bunch of tests that they have to go through, and it's a bunch of teens going through tests, and if you fail the test, I'm pretty sure you die. I can't remember. And if you end up being some of the ones that succeed in passing the test, you get to move to the island. And part of the reason why they wanted to go, a bunch of them wanted to go to the island, was so that they, one of the girls wanted to find her lost brother who had gone there, but then and they were allowed to keep contact for a bit, but then he stopped making contact. She was like, something happened to him, something, whatever. Lucha Underground. Did a test when he got an iPhone and an Android. He had the phones on and next to him, and then played DMC5 at full volume on his speakers. What am I looking at? Which room am I looking at? Oh, okay. I'm like, what? Fuck it. Do I do the boiler room again? I don't even want to. I need power. iPhone had generic ads. Android was specifically pushing Capcom game ads. But, question. So was that like a fully clean new were those fresh, like factory reset phones? Or did he? Yep. Okay, I was like, did he use the Android before that? But interesting. All right. He got them specifically to test. Gotcha. Oh, but what? Wait, what did he get served the ads on? In like what system? Like in the Play Store, in like the Android store? Well, I guess I'm not using it because I ain't using the dark room. Get out of here with that. I guess me having this power. Oh, well, no, I could put the power through security. I could still use the power. That's fine. Okay, the Play Store for the Android. Gotcha. Oh, no, I can't believe Android would listen in on us like this. I can't believe it would do this to me. There's the commissary, which would end this side, but I don't care. I'm not falling for it again. Give me the commissary and look at all those hammers. Look at all those hammers. We love it. All right, so I have a hammer. I need to get my battery back. I need a code check. I need a code check! Oh yeah, how's... I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. But second, I was told that it was for us. That's what the internet keeps... That's what TikTok keeps telling me. That's for us. What do you mean? What do you mean? I was promised Gachi Akuta from the Holy Land itself. Since I don't got no goddamn key. He also did a non-signed in run of YouTube on both. I just can't latch onto the... What's the premise again? I think I heard it for a half second. But I have forgotten it already. Guess more involved or something right now. It just seems gone. Yeah, it might be a Hitman Reborn situation. The fucking... Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this today, huh? Our video game? I want... Fuck you. I'm trying to play a fun game with my buddies, and this is what you do to me? Well, there goes the dream of having power. Sledge. Huh. Okay, well, time to immediately walk backwards. give me a moment. Time to change this. Hi, please. Thank you. Don't bother with Prime 4. It bad. Too bad I've already completed Prime 4. What an unfortunate it bad. Side note, I don't agree. Okay. Okay. I understand though. But I understand. Okay. I think it's overblown. But I also don't have an attachment to the Prime series or Metroid in general. So it doesn't like hurt my soul like it apparently hurt many others. I'm like, yeah, no, this is a fine game. I'm having fun. I'm having as much fun with this as I had with Metroid Prime 1. And also, side note, as a person who like fixates on picking shit up when it's in front of him, just see example 1 of me playing this fucking video game. Being told to collect green crystals, I was like, yeah, and I would fixate on green crystals. And then at the end of the game, it was like, you need to collect green crystals. And I was like, do I? Bitch. And then I didn't have to collect any green crystals. So it was okay. It was fine. It's got the whole 2 separate classes of people thing going on, and there's a whole concept of turning things you love into weapons, like Fullbringers. Okay. In Gacha Yakuta. Got it. Way more. Oh, also, the other thing is that, are they working on 5? Is that already planned out? Because it feels like it. Because the way that game ends, it's either, well, I heard about the design, the dev issues, and so it could be half-baked, but it also feels like, you know how like the second part of a trilogy is always like super underwhelming until years later, where everyone's like, it really set up that third part though, it was real good though. And it's like often the case that in a trilogy is the second part's the part that, like, while watched by itself is kind of lackluster, but within the context of the whole, it's like, oh, this amazing connecting piece. Metroid Prime 4 feels like that, which is a problem because it's the first part of what apparently is a new trilogy. So it's like weird that it has the energy of what should have been a Metroid Prime 5. Because I finished that game and I'm convinced that all those people were already... I don't think we were on that planet with anyone other than Silex. I'm just spoiled. You think it's bad, so now I get to spoil games. I don't think any of those people were real. I know that's a weird thing to say, but there's such an airy feeling around them, and I don't know if it's the feeling because they're half-baked characters, but meanwhile the entire planet is constantly giving me themes of ghost and dead, and then the ending felt very like, is Samus hallucinating? What are we doing? Anyway, Prime 4 is a fine game in like the same way Halo Infinity is a fine game. I heard Halo Infinity multiplayer is great. Shout outs to the 5 people who still played it until it shut down. The story was apparently bad, but who knows? I don't care. Like I said, I like fine games. Fine games are fine. I'm okay with fine games. If you let me rant for long enough, I could explain to you why we need more fine games. And I just... Oh, right, I'm sheltered. I could have opened that weight room twice. Fuck. I forgot that I was using the shelter. Oh, what have I done? Oh, wasted opportunities. Oh. I could make a whole YouTube video and you know, like I'm not gonna. I could make a whole YouTube video about... Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, fine. If only I had a broken lever. Shit. Oh, hey, Gem. About how we need more fine video games. We need more of them. We need more of them. You know why we need more of them? Oh, hey, a shovel. You know why we need more of them? Because 99% of the time that a really cool fucking idea pops up, it's in just a fine game. It's like in an A-OK game. And then everybody's like, ah, yeah, that game did this one cool thing. And I'm not saying that's for Metroid Prime 4 exactly. I understand. That's not the point here. I'm kind of jumping off that point to get to another point that I find to be more interesting than the point of just, yeah, Metroid Prime 4 was okay. Because it was. But I also feel that way about Metroid Prime 1. So I don't know. Anyway, my point being is that some of the coolest shit that happens in video games is quite often dedicated to just an A-OK game. And then because everybody was like, yeah, that was okay. It was one case back in the 90s where like not all the time AOK games were getting sequels. You getting a sequel to fucking shit. You getting sequels to 4 out of 10s. There's that trash ass games, and they were like, yeah, we'll make a sequel to that. We got $5 in a paperclip. I can make a sequel to that. Yeah. Nowadays, you make an 8 out of 10, and everybody's kind of just like, yeah, that's pretty alright. Fucking whole studio shut down. Shit's dead. And it's like some of the coolest things you've ever played wasn't that. It was the thing they did in the sequel. That game that wouldn't have existed if not given the chance to learn from the previous mistake and make some cool shit. I will not sit here and have it explained to me that my suffering through the Drakengard series was not substantial to the lead up to Nier Automata. I will not have someone sully my pride in my name by being like, oh yeah, nah, what are you talking about? You ain't never played. I fucking trudged through the dirt and the mud that is Drakengard 1, 2, and 3. So and fucking Nier original. Original Nier is a 6 out of 10 fucking game with the coolest story ever. And then you get Automata and it makes your dick fly off your body. Anyway. That's my TED Talk. Thank you. What's up? I will now read chat after losing my fucking mind. Nobody wants to wait 8 years for Metal Gear Solid 6 to be a 6 out of 10 game that has no self and no story. You know what I mean? But I feel that's also what you just, because you're using that to compare it to Metroid Prime 4. And I'm like, I feel like that's underselling it and or disregarding Metal Gear 5. Because even within your own analogy, if you got a Metal Gear 6 now, what was the last Metal Gear you got? The super watered down one outside of a couple of cool systems, right? So what would be the natural continuing of that fucking... What was Metroid Prime 3? A straight fucking line and a piece of shit collection thing at the end. Don't start with me. I know the I don't like those games, but I know the history of Metroid Prime. Trying to tell me, it was like, I can't believe we waited 8 years for Metroid Prime 4 when Metroid Prime 3 is the same game. You'll eat your shit and you'll like... No, that's not true. But my point being is that, like, yeah, you're kind of existing off the hope. And that is what the hype cycle is, right? But it is kind of funny that, like, in both those situations, it's like, yeah, but man, is that stealth gameplay the best you ever been? Oh yeah, I got Blackbridge Grotto. I don't know what the fuck to do with it. It's just there. But that's my point, though. Like, listen, I'm not saying you gotta want it, gotta have it. I'm just saying it kind of sucks that some of the coolest shit, let me phrase it this way. Novelty is born through mediocrity. Follow me on this. Some of the most novel stuff that has ever come to be was done half-assed because they had half a fucking idea. But they were like, this sounds neat, so I'm gonna try it. And they couldn't figure out how to do it correctly because it was their first fucking time doing it and nobody else did it. So they was just working off their ass. They was working off the fly. There's nothing to guide them with. They had no guidelines. So they made some shit and it came out and people were like, oh, that was your idea? It was like, yeah, right? I was like, it don't really work that well. You should... And then people helped them together and they worked on it. And then the second time they did something, it was no longer novel, but it was fun as fuck. It was a good idea now. It was a great idea even. It was an amazing idea. I'm just upset that doesn't happen anymore. Which is why my point is that, like, that's why I was like, it's a jumping off point from the Metroid Prime 4 conversation, because Metroid Prime 4 was never going to be that. Metroid Prime 4 was a continuing sequel from game series that in my mind never had the same feeling of a Metroidvania in the first place. So I disagree with people being upset that the not Metroidvania came out and was not a Metroidvania. So we kind of tolerated it at a time because it was a climax. There was no Mackenzie, and the fangirl is not adorable. Yeah, I said she's lame. I also don't have a problem with any of the side characters, but I also like Stargate. And also I think people have become too illiterate that every time there's like some type of snarky or campy conversation occurring with lines, they're like, oh, look at this fucking Marvel, or who is the Buffy writer again, or the Buffy director? Like, look at this writing from that person. Not James Gunn. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. James Gunn is Whedon. Yes, Joss Whedon. Look at this Whedon writing, right? Or this Whedon dialogue from the original Avengers and from Age of Ultron, where everybody got tired of him. And I'm just sat here like, y'all know Camp existed before him, right? I don't know. Like, that's not Marvel dialogue. This is just an episode of Stargate. Y'all ever watch Stargate? I love Stargate. You ever watch Stargate Atlantis? That shit is stupid. Shout outs to that being the first time Jason Momoa was on screen, I think. If not, I don't know. But that's where I originally knew Jason Momoa from. So when he started getting hyped up for Aquaman, I was like, oh shit, it's my boy from Stargate Atlantis. And I felt like a madman being like apparently 1 out of 15 Americans, people in the United States who ever watched Stargate Atlantis. It was just a bunch of Canadians. It's been 22 years since the last Prime game. Oh, well, by Marvel thing, I mean I just mean the writing. Since the last Prime game that nailed isolationism, Dread nailed it. How did Prime 4 drop the ball? Because it's made by different people. Even the retro that ended up making Prime 4 is not the original retro that made Primes 1, 2, and 3, right? And I don't even mean and they got like halfway through. Like, the obvious reason that for a lot of people it feels like it dropped the ball and is just fine when it should have been something greater is because of the development troubles it went through. Like, that's the obvious explanation. Development troubles, they handed that shit back over to Retro when Retro really wasn't planning on making another Metroid Prime. And a bunch of the motherfuckers who made the first trilogy aren't there anymore. So a bunch of the creatives that led to that original vision. Oh, who makes up current Retro devs, by the way? Former 343 devs. So yeah. So, and that's why you made the Halo Infinity. But wait. Did they leave? Are you saying that, does Halo Infinity feel like 4 and 5? I've never played any of those, so I wouldn't know. Because my question is, if the 343 devs that left 343 didn't, would Halo Infinity feel the same? Or is Halo Infinity the product of that change as well? Because you made a comparison between the two earlier, and I'm like, Infinity 4 and 5 is... Infinity is 4 and 5. We're attacked on empty world, open world area. Okay. What's happening in this game again? I think that's Christopher Judge. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, Chris Judge is SG1. Yeah. Chris Judge, aka Kratos, my new Kratos, my beloved, is SG1. Shout outs to Kratos. And then Jason Momoa is in Stargate Atlantis as a dude from I think it's a race of aliens. They're basically like sci-fi Conans, which funny that he then became Conan. Hey, remember that Conan movie starring Jason Momoa? No? Good. Okay. Good. Papa Kratos, Mr. Speech went too long once. And and they will never stop him again. Um. Ooh, the office. I can't afford it. Ooh, the workshop. Shit. What do I have on me right now? Fuck. Shit. I need a code check, man. I need a code check. I need a code check. It's a fucking code check. But yeah, not to I should side note. I don't want to invalidate your feeling on the matter or opinion, especially because you're probably way more into Metroid Prime side of things than I am. And I also personally am probably a newer Metroid person in general, because even though I played Super Metroid as a kid and played Fusion as a kid, I only played the rest of them in my adulthood, like from my 20s onwards. So I have no water. I'm gonna go get water. But yeah, less. I did like fucking just push the point over, but not to say that Metroid Prime 4 should someone should stand for it and be like, no, don't hurt it, no, leave Metroid Prime 4 alone, no, because a fine game is a fine game is a fine game. But I used it as a jumping off point to be like, I hope those. To be fair, it's Nintendo and they haven't been known for that type of thing. But I hope a whole bunch of people don't lose their jobs because they like that fucking Metacritic score. That Metacritic score. Time for y'all to lose your fucking jobs. Get out of here. And then every now and then your Microsoft and Hi-Fi Rush happens, and it's like, I don't give a fuck. That's the best video game score wise we've put out the entire fucking year. Get out of here. And now if I want Hi-Fi Rush 2, I'm gonna have to get it with AI. AKA I'm not getting it. Cool. Awesome. Great. Thanks, Crafton. I'm laughing again at me losing my mind at it's like I did not suffer through Drakengard for y'all to ignore my sacrifice and be like, oh, Nier Automata, it just came out good the first time, right? No! No, it didn't! It took that motherfucking 20 years to make a good game. One! One good game! And it's really good. It was worth it. But it's past 5 other fuckers. One! It came from a company that only made mid their entire lifespan. Cavia. The only games they ever made were mid. That's all they're known for. And then Nier Automata came into existence, and we praised the heavens. Anyway, not platinum. I'm talking about the Yoko Taro side. I'm talking about the Yoko Taro side. Although you want to talk about motherfucker mostly making mid shit. Making mid shit and then every now and then making a golden goose and then shitting on it. Let's talk about platinum. Where's Astral Chain 2? I know that's on Nintendo. I know that's on Nintendo. Astral Chain, all things considered, is a fine game. That shit was the most fun I played on my Switch. That's the most fun I had on my Switch. I played so many games on my goddamn Switch. I love my Switch. I played that shit until it broke, and then I had to get the OLED one because I definitely had to get a new one. Definitely not just because I want to trade up. I fucking love Astral Chain. It's over there in a little baggie right now, waiting to be played again. Fucking love Astral Chain. I should pop into Switch 2 right now and see it run at 30 frames locked. I don't have to go to the Dimension Zone anymore to get my 30 frames. My delicious 30 frames. That game's fucking amazing. And it's also just Neon Genesis Evangelion, but with chains. Astral Chain does not have a Switch 2 upgrade yet, no. Prime 4 is not as bad as other M. However, it somehow takes cues from it. I don't know if it's leftovers from Banco build or the new retro build, and Ninty really needs to learn how to throw those cues in the trash. I don't even like Hollow Knight or Skong, but that team knows what they're doing in that sense, and I envy their fans for that. Isn't it the exact opposite for Hollow Knight? I thought the whole thing was that it took 7 years because they kept being like, oh, this is fun. And then it kept adding shit. I know there's cut content, except it's not. It's about to be the DLC they're releasing. So nothing's... there's no cut. This is fucking... There's no war in Ba Sing Se ass Team Cherry. I was like, what do you mean cut content? What cut content? It's over there. It's the DLC coming out. What do you mean? Goddamn. There are no cut concepts. Just delayed ones. I don't know. But yeah. I've never played other M, but I've seen enough of it. I don't think I'd hold any. Do I want this food yet? No. Wasn't even referring to dev time, but relevant, yeah. That team is capable. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. I do wonder because, well, no. Other M was made by Team Ninja under Bamco. Well, as part with Bamco, right? Because Bamco and Nintendo have been tight since basically then, in terms of cross dev or like support dev. Right? I don't remember when like the whole thing with Bamco started being, where Bandai Namco started being like such a big involvement. Was it basically Smash Brawl? Team Ninja led by Sakamoto, but not Bamco for other M. Okay. When did Nintendo and Bandai Namco start getting cozy with each other? Was it because I think they helped with Brawl, right? And then I know they were on the Wii U Smash, and by then it was like Bandai Namco like support develops a bunch of stuff the same way that like Monolith Soft developed like half the goddamn Zeldas that came out in the last 10 years. This is unfortunate. Not even a key. Not even a goddamn. I just need a code check. I just need a code check. Please. Please, that's all I ask for. Please. Please, I'm suffering, please. That's a great question. They were tight by Wii U definitely. Because it wasn't, Pokken, Tekken Tag 2. Oh, Tekken Tag 2 was best on Wii U. That's funny. But it's like, because I knew Pokken, I knew Smash, Wii U specifically. There was a couple other things, like a couple other first party Nintendos that was like co-developed with Bamco. And then since then, it's like every now and then you'll just catch them and be like, hey, I see you sneaking back there. What you doing back there, Bandai? What you doing? What you cooking? And sometimes it's really good, and other times you get the pre-build of Metroid Prime 4, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes you get, hey though, hey. I know it's Omega Force specifically, but hey. I'm really having a lot of fun with Age of Imprisonment. That's a really good Hyrule Warriors. That's real good. It also actually just runs perfectly. It's 60 FPS. It's everything I wanted from Age of Calamity, and it's a cooler story. It has I like the characters in it more. It's real good. Bamco's among them. Monolith Soft helps a ton with the open world. Who's the Muso? Koei Tecmo. Yeah, Koei Tecmo, but specific. I'm pretty sure it's specifically Omega Force. You could if you look that up, and you could correct me on that. But I do believe it's just straight up the Dynasty Warrior guys. Because at this point, Omega Force is like, how big are they? They have to at least have several teams though, because they were working on Age of Imprisonment, Dynasty Warriors, Origin, and something else all at the same time. Oh, and oh, okay, and on Three Houses, got it. Take my key. This game hates me. Why does this game hate me so much? I'm gonna take the steps because I'm just gonna see what I can do underground real quick. Like, it's second has felt this way to me since I've found out what I need to do to finish the game. I feel like I'm going to be cursed with the worst back half of this video game ever. Because like I remember when I had first started and I showed at some, or like even earlier this week, right? And I showed what I had already and how I was like only on day 13 or 14. It was like, oh, you already found that stuff? I was like, yeah, nah, I had really good draws. I think I've used up all my luck in this video game. I think I've used every last bit of my luck in this video game. And now everything is going to suck ass. Because now it's just a case of I know exactly what I need to do and the game refuses to let me do it. The game actively hates me. I need the battery. Yeah, I know. I need the battery. It's the one thing I needed. I just need to find a fucking coat check. It's in there. I now have both of these. You know what? Well, where the fuck is the greenhouse? Back to the greenhouse. We will not waste this item. I will at least use the lever. What if everything is going to be amazing? What if you rolled all natural 20s? I wish I did. And therein lies my main issue with the game. You know, you now know what you need to do. The problem is just RNGing your way into it. Like, I'm so... Oh, thank you, Jay. I'm just so... It's aggravating. I'm not gonna give up. And like I said, I do continue to play this game off screen with you guys. Or without you guys, but it's so painful to know exactly what needs to be done. It feels like real life. It feels just like real life. Like I know everything I have to do, but I'm not allowed the time or the resources to do it. Even when I prove myself capable. There's a way to help the RNG, but there's no real way to like mitigate, and there's a core issue. I'm not even terribly Well, no, I am mad at the RNG right now. And I don't want to completely stop it. I do mitigate it. It doesn't mean stop it, true. But you mean like there's no way to... Because right now, for example, like the wrench helps. Because like I can make a bunch of stuff common, right? So that's... Yeah, that's something. It's like, okay, we can make it common. I might as well end the day. But hey, I will take that as... At least I can take that as a small thing of like, oh, we've made progress. Look, another wall I could smash with the power hammer if I had it. I at least now have this. I did learn that these stay stuck on. So I'm fine with that then. Because originally I thought I would have to find a broken lever every run that I wanted to complete the game. But after I came back to a room where I already attached a broken lever and it was there, I was like, okay, cool. They just stay. Got it. So that's nice. It's a roguelite. I think that's the saving grace is that thank God this is a roguelite, not a roguelike. Because I'd lose my absolute mind otherwise. I have nowhere else to go. And I don't have anything outside to do. Do I have Our Ladies in this? No, that was the last one. Yeah, I don't have the office. I don't have Our Ladies. Those are my queen and king. I wonder if the master bedroom has both in it. I should have checked that when I got that room. I got that room once off stream. Another thing I think really sucks is the library not letting you reread books you've already checked out without checking them out again. The Office isn't on Peacock. The Office is on Poob. Alright, let's just end the day. There's no point drawing this out. I have in my heart one more run in me. Within my soul. Poob has it for you. I legit laughed for like 10 minutes when I heard Pat say that and when I read it. Because I know it was from the tweet that he showed, but I legit lost my mind. Something about the phrasing of Poob has it for you just makes me die. Poob has it for you. Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you, Poob. But I do find myself, I'm wheeling back to the mid conversation. I do find myself constantly in a place of, I think the reason why I'm often like not a huge hater. Not, I shouldn't say hater, because it's not hate that y'all have. Why I'm like usually not too heavy on my critique of games that are just like fine is because those are like, it is part nostalgia, it's part like, those are where I grew up on, man. Like if I had to do a quote-unquote objective look at some of my favorite game series from my childhood, yeah, there's a bunch of like 7s. I constantly talk about the Mana series, and that includes the fact that I haven't touched like quite a few Mana games because yeah, they're mid to bad. Or like I touched them for like 30 minutes. Like I own Children of Mana. It's not good. It's not good. But I love the Mana series, and I continue to. But even within that, it's like I think I could always make the argument for that. I think that's why I feel this way. Is because with the Mana series, I think I can always make the argument that with every single one of those mid to bad games, they did something that was like, why did you make that decision? Oh, that's cool. Why? Who the fuck would think of that? Oh, that's so weird. Like, Dawn of Mana's not fun. That's the GameCube one. Dawn of Mana is really not fun to play, but it has the weirdest, like, leveling system because it's not really, it's like a level up per area. and you're leveling up like your ability. You basically get a vine arm, and it lets you mess with physics. You basically get a gravity gun kind of in the middle of this mana game. And as you level up the arm within the area, it allows you to mess with more stuff and do more damage and stuff. And it's so strange. I'm not even fully explaining it. I feel like I would have to play Dawn of Mana for you guys for a bit. Maybe I'll do that on Sunday. I'll find a way to play Dawn of Mana for you guys. I need you to see it. It's weird. And I kind of love it for that, but also I don't want to play it. But I would have been really upset if the Mana series died there and they continue to do other weird shit. And it's also, even then, a lot of that weird shit, and the reason why that weird shit doesn't come with a 9 out of 10 game is because Square Enix gives them like nothing. So even when they finally make Visions of Mana, which is a really competent and I think heartfelt video game that is like being gimped by Square Enix by being like, oh yeah, we'll give it to this team, we'll give it to a fucking we'll outsource it to this team over here that we're gonna shut down once the dev time is complete, and we'll leave like 2 people there to like fix some stuff up for a couple months. What was it? Oka Studios, something like that. Please talk about Silksong. I need inspiration to keep going. Where are you stuck, Jay? Yeah, the only one I played was Sword of Man. Apparently that's not even a mainline game. Oh, it is kinda. It's a remake of Final Fantasy Adventure, except it's nothing like Final Fantasy Adventure. I think it might share like a couple of character names, but to be fair, Final Fantasy Adventure is a Game Boy game, so you know, it's only but so much they could do there when they decide to put it on the GBA. I really like Sword of Mana. Sword of Mana is a very straightforward. It actually, because they basically took Final Fantasy Adventure, turned it into one of the Super Nintendo ones. So Secret of Mana, or Trials of Mana as it's now known, instead of Seiken Densetsu 3. I spent my whole life calling them motherfuckers Seiken Densetsu. I hope this isn't spoiled, but I'm trying to beat the boss that gives you floor attacks. I don't even remember. Someone gave me that? Well, so I don't think you'll spoil anyone in this chat. Except Second, who despises Hollow Knight because he can't get good. No, it's because it's a genre that like actively bounces against him. It'll just say a boom. And there might be a couple in that. I think I mentioned this to you, Second. I don't remember if I said it out loud or like typed it to you. I think that there'll probably be like that one Metroidvania that makes you go, oh yeah. But that's always the thing to convey to people, is like you can just like actively not enjoy a genre but have that one game in it that's like yeah, and that's your favorite game. I feel like sometimes people struggle with that feeling of like, oh, but I like this one, why can't I like the rest? And it's like, because that one's different. Yeah, every game has that one, but I don't think Hollow Knight is it. Yeah, like every genre has that one that's like, oh yeah, I'm really into this. I will never play a RTS in my goddamn life, but I'm sure one of them out there will get me. I think technically I Am Billions, or We Are Billions. I don't remember what the name of the zombie one. I own it. It's in my Steam. Is it We Are Millions? We Are Billions? Scroll. Is it uncategorized? Why is it not in indies? Did they take my game from? No, They Are Billions. That's why it starts with a T. Okay. But I really have fun with that game. I suck at it, but I really like playing that game. But I will never play any other RTS like it or similar to it. I love Hollow Knight and I hated Celeste. I'm a monster. No, that's fine. That just, it was like, it's the exact combination that like just hits you right, and you're like, yeah, that's the right mixture. It's not too hot, not too cold, just right. Gems are in the white box. Box with a false statement contains a gem. Statement on the white box is true. If this is true, it can't be in there, which would make this false. Make that true. Every time, baby. Every time. All right. I'm really good at those, says I. Sure, why not? Take my soul. You got any items in here? And then in like a similar fashion to mana games, is like Breath of Fire was my jam because my mom played 1 and 2. So I played 1, 2, 3. Never played 4 or Dragon Quarter is 5, right? And it's called that because it's just quarter as in 5. But not as in 4 quarters, but as in the word, as in, I don't remember how that works. I think, is Dragon Quarter 4 or 5? I'm all for it if they're at least inspired, yeah. So that's why I'm like, that's why I was like, I want to be clear. I'm using this as a jumping off point when talking about Metroid Prime 4, leading into conversation about games that are bad but did something interesting or went for it and just fell, fell in the clouds aiming for the stars, fell among the clouds aiming for the stars, or fell in the dirt aiming for the stars. Because yeah, at the end of the day, I think in general, I've reached a point of like, a fine game is a fine game and doesn't actively make my brain go anyway because of how many fine games I've played. Where there's a certain acceptance in me that's like, yeah, no, most games are fine. I don't play a lot of amazing games. Most games are fine for me. I'm like, yeah, that was alright. That was good. I've somehow desensitized myself to greatness. I will hold on to my money. All right, so I have a hammer again. Was there a chest in the? Oh, I didn't get the den. Oh, block of text. I don't know if you wanted a hint about the master bedroom, but I could offer one if you're really trying for it. I don't think I need it. I assume it has something to do with gathering the bedrooms and then the master bedroom appears. Oh, but yeah, floor tax. Hold on, before I read that, Ozzy. For Jay, floor tax. I don't remember what boss gives floor tax. That gives you the floor? There's a boss that gave those to me? I didn't just find them, motherfuckers. Jay, I think it depends on what you're looking for in a Metroidvania. Because I would argue, and it also depends on how you generally feel about them. I would argue that the hardest thing in Silk Song for me was usually the traversal. Like, traversal got me killed more often than until like the very end of the game, in comparison to enemies. And if that's tiring you out, I can only say that almost all of your main abilities, not your items, but your main abilities, are traversal abilities. So it will only get easier and better. And I don't know if that's alleviating. I also don't know how into, because you liked Hollow Knight, you love Hollow Knight. So are you into the lore? Because I'd argue I really like lore diving. This is the channel. We are here for lore in general. So I really like what Silksong brings to the world of Hollow Knight in total. And I had a real good time. I kept playing through the game as it beat my ass for lore, for things to learn. So I'm like, yeah, nah, put me in. Put me back in, coach. I'll fight that boss a 500th time, yeah. Also, ads are about to play. I shall read this. I don't need Prime 4 to be perfect or anything, but I want a soul. I want a dev team to show us why Prime 4 exists. Even if 3 was linear and action-oriented, they were trying to make a bombastic conclusion to Phazon Saga. But the most Prime 4 can say is that we have 4K HD graphics Metro Prime, which Prime Remastered kind of makes moot. As Metro fan, that hurts. Does it not have soul? I feel like there is something there. That it's just weird. I really feel like it's having that weird in-between sequel issue, but as the first game, which makes it feel weaker. Because at least when it's the middle game, you have the preceding one to make you realize that there's like a flow through of thought. I'll get back to this after ads. I enjoy the beautiful sadness of Hollow Knight, and Silksong is also doing great. Okay, so you like the theme, you like the atmosphere. Just so hard to do some of the bounce mazes. That will get easier. And not just from you learning it, I mean quite literally, you will get things to make that easier. If it really is the traversal that's like really tiring you out, I think the best thing I can say to you is that all of that will become easier. I don't know if you can hear me right now. I just realized I kept talking while ads are playing. So I will finally play this game while ads are playing. What do I have? I have a hammer. I'm like, what do I even have on me? Amazing. It will have 4 items. And it's basically the only thing I can do. I'll take it. Oh. Oh shit. Alright. Damn, already? Go back to security. Should I set this now? Nah. I don't see myself getting the utility closet, but just in case. Just in case. 40 seconds. Like legit, why does this game hate me? Like legit, why does this game hate me? This is gonna be such a useless run again. I feel it. I already feel it. This game actively despises me now. Alright, welcome back from ads. Yes, I know how you feel, Ozzy. I think I'm being slightly more optimistic, like I said, just because I have less of an attachment. And in my just obviously this is on the I think I'm working off of Last Jedi logic. I shouldn't use Last Jedi. Let's use the actual original trilogy. but like nobody liked, like legit, if you go back and see the reception of why am I forgetting the names of the fucking original trilogy? Return of the Jedi, right? Welcome back. Oh, I was just saying, Jay, that basically, uh, if traversal is the main thing kicking your butt, and like it's worse to deal with than like because of the runbacks and stuff, they become not infinitesimally, they become way better because like the main upgrades you find around besides like tools are traversal abilities. There will be things that I think cushion a lot of that blow. And I don't mean just like straight up traversal abilities. I mean like new things you can do outside of getting a traversal ability that makes traversal easier. I'm trying to not say things that are straight up spoilers, but you will find things. You just gotta look. And that's the thing that sucks, right? It's like, but it's hard to look. Yeah, I know. I can't really. It's a tough game. It's a tough game. And I really liked it. And as a person I watch says, I'm one of those freaks. I'm a platformer freak. So I really like challenging platforming. So going into Silk Song, I was just like, oh yeah, let's do this. And just going ham on it. I was hoping for a chest in here in the corner. Ooh, a coin. I was hoping for a chest. They provide me nothing and ask even more of me. Motherfucker. I can't take it. I can't take it. I gotta... Because then I can't go up. I can't take it. No, but I could take it and I could just ignore the antechamber for now and just go smash a wall. What if I just go smash a wall? Oh. Solix is not that interesting by himself. Euros has nothing engrossing about for most of the game. I found the Fed troopers either annoying or patronizing, and Samus doesn't even react. That's not true. I hate when people say Samus doesn't even react to them in any way. That is actively false. I think y'all just aren't watching the cutscenes because you're mad at the game. She literally acts differently with Armstrong than she does with the men. She gets more engrossed with Takabe's stories out in the desert area each time you find him again. Like she moves differently. When running into, she seemingly is kind of annoyed also, which is lampshading, but she seems to actually be annoyed with Mackenzie as well, because each time she shows up with an upgrade, she makes the interaction faster, because she's like, yeah, no, I fucking get it. The first time she lets him take it, it was like, look at it, go through, say a bunch of shit, and she's like, oh, that's how you do it? Moves her head, looks at it, goes, that's how you do it? The second time she shows up, she just flicks the upgrade out to him and goes, take it. And you're now going to go like, well, I mean, that's... When I say anyway, I'm hyperbolizing. Shut up. I will not take hyperbole in this conversation. I can keep giving examples of her acting differently with each one. I hate that comment because it's actively not true. But people are like, oh, she doesn't... Like, it's too subtle, I guess. Whereas with the men, when they ask shit, she kind of just stares at them. Armstrong asks her a question and she moves the map and shows her where they're like, oh yeah, you want to know? And help. And it's like, Armstrong, this is what we're doing. I remember these moments because they actively stood out. I was like, oh shit, Samus is like emoting. It's quiet and it's just physical action, but it's the same thing that she does in Dread when she quietly just like side eyes the fucking enemy and then like quietly walks to the side like, oh, I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker. She pantomimes. She actively pantomimes. The rest of that's probably true. But I will stop on that one because that's the one that upsets me the most. I can't take the code check. She has talked to him. I don't give a fuck. You said react. You didn't say talk. Don't give me that. And also in Dread, the thing that was brought up as like a really good version of her characterization, she talks once in Chozo and like never again. Oh, it's because it's by herself. Yeah. Not really. She could have spoke to Ravenbeak, but she doesn't. Wait, I said Ravenbeak. Razorbeak, right? Or is it Ravenbeak? I'm actually mixing that up. I don't like that point because it's not true. Because it's not true. And I feel like it's a goalpost move every time somebody's like, oh, but she doesn't do enough. It's like, do we want Other M or do we want Metroid Dread? Which version of Samus interacting with people do we want? In all the fake out kills, which is part of the reason why I think all of them are actually dead, and is that game is super lying to me. I really do think Metroid Prime 4 is gaslighting us, and I think all those dudes died before the finale of the game. When Armstrong lets the cave-in happen to protect Samus, once again having a moment of being like, but girl, Samus is like, looks back and is like, is like actively like doesn't want to leave her, and Armstrong has to coax her to keep going. I shouldn't be able to answer these if the answer is they didn't happen. Why would I remember them if they didn't happen? I was gonna take the coat room and then in my frustration I forgot. And now we're here, living in this fantasy. Do I have a... No, I don't. I hate this. I hate this so much. I mean, I could just take the key. I kind of want the key. I don't want to use a power source. I don't care. Give me a key. And we circle back around and we'll go through East Hall. Ravenbeak. Anyway, for the amount they're yapping at her, you would think she does anything than sell pantomimes. Also, those interactions are with feral aliens. There are two sapient beings that can talk on the entire planet, and one of them is the antagonist we plan to kill. So? What does that have to do with her speaking? What does antagonism have to do? If anything, wouldn't that lead to more speaking? Also, she didn't know that. We don't even get the like in her mind talk that she does when talking about Adam, like you do in Fusion and in Other M. Does that count as talking? It does, I think. Like that doesn't happen. Like, legit, Dread has it set up from Fusion that she could have an internal monologue during all those elevator rides where we ride in quiet. And assumably, you are supposed to understand that she is doing it. We just don't hear it the same way you can read it in Fusion. Because they made the choice to not do that again. Which I think might be an unfortunate pullback of being like, we're not going to do that again. I don't, that's just me now making a hypothetical or theorizing. But part of it might be like an actual, like, let's not have her talk that much. Because last time we did that, y'all got real upset with us when it was voiced. Y'all were fine with it when it was just words on the screen, text. But when we started having her say that shit, y'all got mad at us. So we just gonna pull the brakes on that bitch. We're just gonna slow that down. And Mercury Steam had the balls to go, nah, she could do it once. She could do it once. Yeah. Why would you give me another code check here? Why do you hate me? I'm taking it. But I still don't understand what the point of, like, oh, this is the antagonist we plan to kill. Yeah? I talk to people I hate all the time. I have to for work. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Do you plan on killing him? Don't tease me with a good time. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm not that much. I'm not that broken yet. I'm not that broken yet. Oh, hey, look, a thing I can't open. Why car keys? All right. Can I get a workshop? Can I get a workshop? I ain't say ballroom. Why do you... Well, it's gonna take two, so I'm literally gonna have two. I now have two. Look, I have two. And then I had two. Let me walk back. Let me walk back. So I got my battery. Yeah, because I want those middle rooms. I'm suffering. I'm suffering. Boo. It has to be kennel. Because I can get to that other room from the one to the left. Wonderful. Gorgeous. Amazing. I was really hoping for workshop. I'll take a key. That's nice. Point is that they introduce a whole friendly buddy squad in Prime 4 for you to get attached to. My problem in the other M isn't how much she talks, or that she talks at all. It's that her characterization was ass in both writing and execution. Pat said best back in the day. Other M needed Vasquez, and it should have been Samus. Then why'd you bring up that she talked multiple times in other games? After I mentioned that you said that Samus doesn't even react to them in any way. And I said, yes, she does. And to that you responded, but she's spoken to other people. And then I go, so? You think she does anything other than sell pantomimes? I don't, so now I don't understand. What? I feel like this happens often. When you make a point, try to make a point, and I'm just staring at it like, I don't understand what that has to do with what I said. I feel like I'm bad at explaining things. This is terrible. That's beautiful. I love you. I love you with everything in my heart. Sure, why not? I don't think this helps. I'll take it. A broken lever. I think it's a broken lever. I gotta find a broken lever. I have to. I need to. I gotta find one. I gotta find one. No, I gotta find one. Oh. Oh no. Am I even gonna be able to walk back? No. Probably not, unless I get the dinner. The dinner will save me. And it's in the way. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We can, yeah, delicious meal, yeah. Yeah, delicious, yeah. Take my 2 steps, piece of shit. This will also work. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Piece of shit. Oh, hey, utility closet. Should I? No. No, because the chances of... Oh. Oh, why is it so hard? I'll get a gem from this room, and I'll go up. I don't currently have access to that room. So when... Like, why? No, I shouldn't aim to get to the antechamber if I have no way of getting into the antechamber and I don't see myself getting it. I need to plan for getting... I would... Fucking broken lever, man. Fucking broken lever. So should I do utility closet, turn off the key card stuff so that I could go through that door, and then hope and pray that I can get around that L shape in the middle? God, that's a dangerous game. I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. Oh, I hate it. I'm gonna do it. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I actively hate it. Oh, this is terrible. Why does this game despise me? Is that supposed to be off? Oh, it's supposed to be on, right? I never remember with the dark room. Doesn't matter. Alright. Alright. Okay. Oh, right. I'll get a gem back. Yay. Perfection. Perfection. I just need a room to point up. I just need a room to point up. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. Oh, this music's so appropriate. Okay. Alright. So what can we at least do? Does the bunk bed have a safe in it? I don't think so. I'm trying to think what? I'm gonna check the bunk bed. Get whatever's in there. Go back. I'm gonna go back down to code check then. And we are just gonna pop the battery back in. Money. Wow. Wow. Well, money. Is there secretly a safe that I've just never noticed in here? Oh, you know what? I still haven't found where those lock boxes are that I keep finding keys for. Like, there's gotta be some lock boxes somewhere. once I was 7 years older. The music of depression. Okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine. This is how the night ends. This is how my night ends. I'm taking my ass to bed. I'm going to sleep after I'm going right to sleep. I'm gonna enjoy a good sleep. Tomorrow I'm gonna go see Marty Supreme so I could decide whether or not everyone saying that Timothy Chalamet deserved to win over Michael B. Jordan is a lying piece of shit. Right now, I don't know if that's true or not. It might be. Might not. Anyway. One more run. Here's that fucking. Where's give me that. Call it. Give me that. Good night, Ozzy. I also, side note, I hope when I know, because every now and then we have these like conversations about our video game opinions, and I feel like we butt heads, or I feel like I butt heads with you, like as if I feel like I get too aggressive sometimes, and it's actively just because I'm talking to a camera and not actually to a person. So I do want I want to be clear that I hope I'm not coming across too crazy with it. It's all good. Okay. I don't want to come. I hope I'm not coming across asshole-ish. Because when we do sync up, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love every time we sync up on our video game opinions. And then it's just you and me going yeah for like 2 minutes straight while I do something. We are always friends. Aw. Friends. Hug me. At the same time, it's your most like. All right. You are my friend. Oh wait, no, the One Piece. Right. I'm so excited for season 2 of the live action and the actual anime. Did you know? Did you know season 1 was ending? I love that they said, "Hey, guess what, guys? We're announcing the conclusion of season 1 of One Piece." It's like, if y'all don't shut your asses up, don't shut the fuck up. This is called one season. 11,056 episodes. Season 1. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I chuckled so hard that day. It's boring having the same exact opinion anyway, and conflict makes me self-examine how and why I feel about things, so I appreciate it anyway. Yeah, same. You do challenge me every now and then to consider, yeah. It's like, why did I feel that way about the thing? And I'm sure like in like a day or two, I'm gonna be thinking even about the way I feel about her pantomiming and be like, yeah, ain't that big. and just gonna lean somewhere. I got Shrine for wavelength Metroid opinions anyway. Yeah. And you have me for what's the one that we usually go? Yeah. Oh, I guess it's SMT, but you play way more SMT than me. But though, I guess it's that, right? That's usually when we go, yeah. I think that's our like main wavelength of like 100% sync. Yeah. All right. Get my ass out of here. Y'all have a wonderful night. Goodbye.